Scared. I know that the kids are safe, but it's still, I know that they're probably scared as well.
Now at 6, parents worried after a Portland middle school goes into lockdown. What prompted officials to do it? Plus,
they're a part of the family. They're a part of your family. They're a part of this community.
Yeah, workers in the Oregon Zoo, the entire zoo community really, mourning after the sudden death of a visitor favorite, Lily the elephant. What took her life so quickly? But first,
it's an opportunity to build a central city neighborhood from scratch and to do it right.
the mayor calls a Major League Baseball team in Portland a huge opportunity, but who's going to pay for it? The things he says taxpayers should expect to pay for. The renderings, just gorgeous. The potential economic windfall anticipated. But when it comes down to it, who's going to pay for the development of a new Major League Baseball stadium here in Portland?
So we're hearing from the mayor, Mayor Ted Wheeler. He's saying he's excited about this idea and the taxpayers will have to pay a portion. KGW's Pat Doris talked with him today. What else did he say, Pat?
Well, Dan, he said that he really wants to protect tax money and make sure that the taxpayers are not paying for the team or the stadium that's going to be built on this site, saying that that cost is all on the developers. But he does think Portland could get a new neighborhood out of the deal, and so taxpayers could help with that.
Developers want to bring Major League Baseball to this spot, Terminal 2, just north of the Fremont Bridge along the Willamette River. Portland's mayor saw the sketches along with the rest of us yesterday and liked them.
I did. I liked what I saw in the schematics.
The stadium would be built on a 45-acre site with 15 acres used for the ball field, the rest used for housing and development.
And I see this as a huge economic opportunity. And as I've said, it's an opportunity to build a central city neighborhood from scratch and to do it right. And so it's a very compelling vision. It's an exciting opportunity.
And because of that, taxpayers will help make the development happen if things get that far.
It would be very naive to assume there will be no public contribution. In any large-scale economic development strategy, in any urban development we do, tax increment financing comes into play.
There could also be fee waivers and zoning changes and a number of other things done to make the site work. But Wheeler said Portland Diamond Project, the developer, will foot most of the cost.
What I've said as the mayor of the city of Portland is the taxpayers here are not going to buy a team and we're not going to build a ballpark. So it's really up to PDP to put the dollars on the table.
One of the costs developers will likely have to consider involves the Portland Harbor. It's part of the Willamette River that's still polluted after decades of industrial use.
For a baseball
Jerry Milner is a Portland State University professor of real estate and finance. He said anyone developing along the river has to help pay for the ongoing cleanup.
There may be toxic cleanup on the site itself, but you're also buying into a proportionate share of the cleanup of the sediment along this river.
It's one more thing in a growing list that will be investigated and solved as developers push to bring Major League Baseball to Portland.
Developers also hope to land either an expansion Major League Baseball team or lure one from another city. Neither has happened so far. Back to you.
If you build it, they will come. I guess that's the idea.
We'll see.
The discussions are ongoing. Appreciate it, Pat. So it was a heartbreaking day for the folks at the Oregon Zoo. Lily, the youngest of the zoo's elephants, died overnight from a virus.
So sad. Her sudden death has shocked zoo staff and visitors and prompted zoo officials to close the zoo today and cancel zoo lights. KGW's Art Edwards joins us live from the zoo. Art, this was just really unexpected.
Well, there is no doubt about that. You know, as we've been out here, there have been a lot of people who have been coming up here expecting to be able to go to zoo lights, not realizing that the zoo was closed and zoo lights have been canceled for the night. The death of Lily really did shock everyone here at the zoo, and that includes people who come here just to visit.
I was here on the day she was born, so it's very hard.
A difficult and emotional day at the Oregon Zoo. Lily, the youngest of the elephants here, would have turned 6 today. Instead of celebrating a birthday, they are mourning her death.
These elephants are family. You know, we're here 7 days a week, 365 days a year to make sure they have the best life possible. And that's what we work to do.
On Wednesday, Lily showed signs of being sick. It turned out she had the endotheliotrophic herpes virus. It's a virus that most Asian elephants do carry, but it can be deadly for elephants from 4 to 8 years old. By Thursday, she was lethargic and didn't want to eat. Veterinarians were treating her, but she passed away late last night. Zoo employees spoke of her playful personality. They said she always wanted to try new things.
But it's a devastating day here at the Oregon Zoo.
Zoo administrators made the call to close the zoo and cancel zoo lights, a decision that caught some people by surprise.
It's too bad when something like that happens, especially for the kids, you know. She was the youngest one.
Now zoo veterinarians hope Lily's death will help them fight this disease.
We are going to learn from what happened to Lily, and we're going to contribute, and hopefully at some point we'll have that vaccine and will help greatly to the population.
The zoo was closed today because they wanted to be able to give the staff the opportunity to try to make sense of what had happened. There is an organization called Care 2 that is against holding elephants in captivity. They issued a statement today saying that they are heartbroken to hear of Lily's passing. They also said in that statement that no animal deserves to die in captivity. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Sad for so many reasons. Appreciate the report tonight. So some parents, man, they were, it was an anxious day for them. Students, they were held in lockdown for hours at a Beaverton middle school today after someone emailed in some threats to administrators.
As a result, parents have only been able to pick up their kids in the past hour or so. KGW's Devin Haskins has been at the Stoller Middle School for hours following this story for us. Devin, what's the latest?
Right now, parents are still picking up their kids. It's a slow process. Each parent has to show up and show photo ID before they're able to come home with or leave the school with their students. About an hour ago, about 4:45 this afternoon, students were released to their parents from the gym. When they left, I saw parents hugging their kids, and rightfully so, just glad to see their students after anxiously waiting over 4 hours for them. School went into lockdown here just after 12 o'clock because multiple emails threatening violence at Stoller Middle School went out to several district officials within the Beaverton School District. What was said in those emails, Sheriff's Office is not saying at this point, but Sheriff's Office did show up, do a thorough search of the school, going classroom to classroom. Students were hid inside closets and stuck in the classroom for 4 hours under those lockdowns. They first thought it was a drill. When they learned that it was something more than that, well, it was a little scary for them.
Everyone is like texting our parents, and we thought someone was actually going to like come in our school and do bad stuff, so we were all really freaked out at that point.
Once I knew he was safe, then of course, you know, I'm relieved, but hearing him scared, hungry, kids going to the bathroom in garbage cans, their terror is, you know, makes you upset as a parent.
Sheriff's Office did go back through. Right now they're doing what they call a secondary search. All the students are out of their classrooms. They're just going back through all those classrooms again to make sure that nothing suspicious or no one else was found. And again, when they did the first search, that's exactly what they found. Nothing and no one suspicious. So again, right now, everybody's still picking up their kids. Everything's, by all accounts, safe and secure. Just happy to get their kids back home. Back to you.
All right, Devin, appreciate it. Yeah, in today's age, as a parent, you have your kid on lockdown for any amount of time. It's going to make you nervous. Appreciate the report tonight. So, dreary day today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I mean,
how are you adjusting to the turn in the weather
it's
here?
So far, so good. I get really excited for the dry stints that we get, the 3 or 4 days. I know we hopefully have those coming up pretty soon, but yeah, it was coming down hard at times.
Yeah, well, Matt is joining us to get a look at the weekend forecast, I hope.
You got some good news for me, Matt?
I do, next week. Right now, we've got a winter weather advisory in the Cascades for a lot of snow overnight tonight and Saturday, and a winter storm warning down south. Now, on Doppler radar, we had some really heavy rain move through, then a break, now some more showers coming, and that's how it's going to be as we go through tonight and tomorrow. The showers will come, they'll be heavy, then they'll move on, maybe a few sun breaks, and possibly a thunderstorm as well. So the headlines look like this: strong showers, possibly a thunderstorm tomorrow, and there will be a lot of Cascade snow. I'll show you how much in a bit, and then dry and windy next week for a good part of it, too. We'll talk about the east winds as well. Back to you.
Matt, thank you. We move along to a scam alert tonight. Scammers hijacking the Facebook accounts of people who have died in an effort to steal personal information.
Can you believe it? KGW investigator Kristen Severance joining us now. She's been digging into this. Kristen, this is a pretty cruel scam for the victims.
It really is, because you get that notification that a family member or a friend has tagged you in a post on Facebook, but here's the thing, that person has died and scammers have hijacked their account. Keyboardist Patrick McDougall can trace his love of music to older brother Steve.
He really sort of sent me down that path. He was a jazz and blues kind of expert aficionado and record collector.
Steve passed away in 2014, so it was quite strange when Patrick received this notification a few months ago.
And it said, Steve McDougall tagged you in a photo on Facebook. So, you know, he'd been dead for 4 years, so the logical brain is saying, this isn't real, but there's the other side of you that goes, whoa. What just happened?
He saw someone had taken over his brother's account and tagged more than 40 people in a Ray-Ban sunglasses sale post. The post leads you to a fake Ray-Ban site where scammers hope you buy counterfeit products so they can steal your credit card information.
I can't believe that anybody ever clicks on that and actually makes a purchase.
Sadly, they do. Carrie Tomlinson, a cybersecurity reporter at Archer News, says it's happening all over Facebook.
People are doing it. People are clicking. People are going to the sites. People are buying the sunglasses. They're putting in their credit card numbers, and the scammers are making money.
She says scammers are getting into Facebook accounts by using passwords from other hacked accounts.
So once the bad guys break into one company like LinkedIn, they'll take your password from that and try it on all your other accounts to try to get in.
She says there are ways to protect the Facebook page of a loved one that has passed away.
You can memorialize the account. And if you memorialize the account, then you get more protections for that account. So scammers can't get in and do as many bad things to that account.
It's awful. It's the lowest of the low.
It really is. So after someone reported that John's account had been hacked, Facebook actually froze it. The family worried that all of those pictures and posts were lost forever. But Facebook, we just found out this afternoon, has put that account back up and they memorialized it. So they put the word memory in front of the person's name. And if you do have a loved one that has passed away and you want to keep their Facebook page up, you really should memorialize it.
What was the first thing you thought about when you saw this story?
Well, you know, I don't know if all the viewers know, but Dan and I are married, and this happened to us a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Dan's grandfather had passed away.
My pop passed away 2 years ago, a week after my sons were born. We're still not over it. It's upsetting.
So similar deal where they wanted you to buy sunglasses?
So all of a sudden, I saw that I'd been tagged from Marty Griffin, and I was like, you know, your heart sinks.
Right,
so it's devastating.
Yeah,
they tag you in that Ray-Ban post and you're so confused, and it's all a scam.
Well, thanks for working through it for us, because I'm sure it happens to a lot of folks.
Certainly does. You bet.
Thanks, Kristen.
Now, if you have a story for Kristen or the investigative team, just email investigators@kgw.com or call the tip line. That's 503-226-5041.
Hey, coming up, Timbers Fever. Man, it was an exciting one last night. What got them over Sporting KC, and a look ahead at their MLS Cup match.
And remember, we have the toy drive going on here at KGW. We're hosting a collection event tomorrow. It's at the Jansen Beach Shopping Center from 11 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. Chris McGinnis, Christine Pitawanich, and Cassidy Quinn will all be there from noon until 2 in the afternoon. You can also donate at any Regents, Wells Fargo, Toyota dealership, or at our main KGW studio. I think Dan will go out and personally collect the toys.
I'd be happy to, yes.
We're located at 1501 Southwest Jefferson, and we do have a full list of other collection sites at kgw.com/toy.